New 7 management tools. In the last class, we have discussed 7 tools for quality. Please understand the difference. Last class, we have discussed 7 tools for quality. Today's class, we have discussed about new 7 management tools. Okay. Actually, these tools are developed by in the year 1976, the Union of Japanese Scientists and Engineers, the need of to promote innovation and communicate information. They developed these 7 tools. Okay. New 7 management tools. The tools are: first one is affinity diagram, second one is interrelationship diagram or relations diagram, third one is tree diagram, fourth one is matrix diagram, fifth one is prioritization matrix, sixth one is process decision program chart, then last one is activity network diagram. These are the 7 new management tools. Okay. We'll see one by one. First, we see the abstract of each and every tool. Affinity diagram. This tool organizes a large number of ideas into their natural relationship. In this affinity diagram will be helpful for getting more ideas on how to achieve the quality. Okay, for that this affinity diagram is useful. Organizes a large number of ideas. To get the ideas for the purpose, this affinity diagram useful. Then interrelationship diagram. Okay. Shows cause and effect relationship and helps analyze the natural links between different aspects of a complex situation. It is mainly for to identify the relations between cause and effect. Okay. And third one is tree diagram. The main objective of this tool is to break down the broad categories into small level. That is the tree diagram. Okay. Then matrix diagram shows the relationship between 2, 3 or 4 groups of information and can give information about the relationship such as its strength, the roles played by various individuals or measurements. Okay. Shows the relationship in the matrix format. And prioritization matrix, a complex mathematical technique for analyzing matrices, often dedicated to the similar prioritization matrix. The prioritization matrix is L-shaped matrix that uses pairwise comparison of a list of options to set of criteria in order to choose the best option. Here, suppose for an incident occurs, we have to analyze what is the cause and effect. Okay. Then what are the factors for that? We have to prioritize which one is important, which one is we have to solve immediately. Okay. That type of thing, that type of purpose, this prioritization matrix will be useful. Then activity network diagram. It shows the required order of tasks in a project or process, the best schedule for the entire project, the potential scheduling and resource problems and their solutions. The mainly activity diagram represents for a project, in any project, it may be to build a house or it may be any project. Okay. This activity diagram will be helpful for the total period expected to complete the project. Then what are the process involved for every process, how much time you can allotted, what are the process we can done parallelly. Okay, similar things we have to get this activity network diagram. Then process decision program chart. This systematically identifies what might go wrong in a plan under development. It is during the development stage, during the production stage. Okay, it acts dynamically. Okay, dynamically, which is going wrong, we have to identify, then how to correct that. That purpose, this process decision program chart is useful. The next one is, what are the benefits of incorporating new 7 management tools? What is the use of following these 7 management tools? There are around 8 or 9 benefits. Okay. Enhanced keys to organizational. Basically, it is an management tools. It will be useful for project management. Okay. Initially, how to proceed the project. Any project, maybe mechanical oriented product or it may be service like that. How to produce. Okay. For that, every tool helpful for to achieve the quality. Okay. Reform assess situations from various angles, clarify the desired situation, prioritize tasks effectively, proceed systematically, anticipate future events, change proactively, get things right first time. Based on this data, we have to how to proceed further. Okay, that type of things. These new 7 management tools will be useful. The first tool is affinity diagram. Affinity diagram is a business tool used to organize ideas and data. It is a tool used to organize ideas and data. Okay. How to organize ideas? To get ideas, we have to form the people into a group and they have to discuss. From the discussion only we have to get the new lot of ideas. That is called brainstorming session. Okay, brainstorming means they have to discuss on a common topic. Everyone having the different ideas. Okay, we have to collect the ideas and organize that. For that purpose, this affinity diagram will be useful. People have been grouping data into groups based on natural relationship for thousands of years. However, the term affinity diagram was devised by Jiro Kawakita in the 1960s and it's sometimes referred to as KJ method. The other name for affinity diagram is KJ method because it was invented by Jiro Kawakita. The tool is commonly used within project management and allows large number of ideas stemming from brainstorming to be sorted into groups based on their natural relationship for review and analysis. This is the main thing in this affinity diagram. How to form the people in a group, get the ideas and group the ideas. Okay. And based on that, they have to analyze. Okay. It is also frequently used in contextual inquiry as a way to organize notes and insights from field interviews. It can also be used for organizing other free-form comments such as open-ended survey responses, support call logs, or other quality data. Basically, this affinity diagram is useful for getting ideas and to organize the ideas. That is the main thing. What are the steps to build affinity diagram? Okay, how to build affinity diagram? What are the steps? There are 6 steps. First one is develop the team. First one is develop the team. Okay. Then second one is state the issue or problem under discussion. Third one is generate and record ideas for the issue in question. Then sort the ideas into related group. Then create the title heading for each group. Display the final setup for presentation. There are 6 steps involved in the building of affinity diagram. First, we have to form the team. Then state the issue or problem. Okay. Then only the people will be discussed. Okay. Then record the ideas. What are the ideas recommended by every people? They may be recorded. Okay. Based on the record, then again sort out. Okay. Somebody, for example, you take our present situation. somebody told for end semester examination for final years there is no need of exam. We have to put the mark based upon the previous test for final years. But somebody told we have to conduct the exam. Okay. Similarly, there are 50% people maybe one side, 50% may people may be another side. Okay. We have to sort out the ideas. Okay. That forms into a group. Okay. Then put the heading. Okay. Heading for each group. Then display the presentation. This is the steps used for building the affinity diagram. Here a sample affinity diagram. Okay. These are the every square box represents the ideas. Okay. The ideas are grouped into a single. Okay. Then second tool is interrelationship diagram. It is used to show cause and effect relationship between identified factors surrounding an issue. Okay, first we have to. There are, I think, 10 steps for drawing the interrelationship diagram. First, place the problem statement or desired outcome in the middle of a large piece of paper, such as flip chart. Second step, draw a double circle around the statement or outcome. Then arrange the major items in a circle around the problem statement. Place the cards which have ideas most closely related to the problem nearer the problem, if this can be determined. Then draw lines between ideas that are related. Okay, those ideas are related. We have to draw the lines. Then put an arrowhead on the end of the line that shows the direction of the cause and effect relationship. Okay. First, you have to draw the lines between the ideas. Then we have to put the arrow mark. Okay, arrow mark shows the direction of the cause and effect relationship. Okay. Then use only one-way arrows. Use only one-way arrows. Then the arrow should point towards the effect and away from the cause. Okay. Always the arrow towards the effect, starting from the cause. Okay. Each of the cards should have an arrow pointing toward the problem statement. Place number of arrows going out of the card, a slash, and a number of arrows coming into the card above each card. Okay. First, we have to draw the line, then join the ideas by line, then put the arrow marks, then the arrow mark end with effect, start from the cause. Okay. Then we have to put how many for every activity, we have to put how many arrows in, how many arrows out by the 3 by 4 like that. Okay, number away, slash number inside. Okay. The card with the most arrows going out is the key cause factor. Place a double box around it. This is the 10th point is the important. The card which has most arrows going out is the key cause factor. Okay. For any problem, you have to follow these 10 steps. Finally, you got a card. Those card having most arrows going outside. Okay, this is the main cause for the particular effect. Okay. Sample diagram, interrelationship diagram. There are a lot of cards there. Here, the maximum outgoing from, there are 2 cards. One is only one. There are youth gangs. That's one. And also drug use is endemic. Okay, this is 3 arrows out. We have to link all the cards by using arrows. Similarly, we have to find out for every problem. Hello, hello. For every problem, we have to identify which factor is very the main cause for a particular problem. Okay. The next one is tree diagrams. Okay. Tree diagrams. Tree diagram is breaks down or stratifies ideas progressively, greater detail. The objective is to partition a big idea or problem into smaller components, making the idea easier to understand or the problem easier to solve. The tree diagram is helpful for to break down a single problem into sub problems. That is mainly used for to solve the problem easily. Okay. Here the given problem is change to new machine. Okay. That is the one one problem. We have to split it into three sub problems. Suppose if you want to change a new machine, first one is acquire new machine, second train stop on new machine, third one convert to new machine. Okay. Acquire new machine means you have to approach a supplier, choose a supplier, then after purchasing arrange for installation. Okay. Then the second submodule train stop on new machine, establish who needs training, then carry out the training. Then third one is convert to new machine, parallel run with old machine, go live with new machine. Okay. In that also there are sub components. In order to choose a supplier, you have to follow the produce tender document, issue tenders, analyze replies, award contract. Okay. If anything purchase the product, okay, the normal procedure is you have to put the tender. Okay. Then anyone take the tender. Then the vendors are giving the quotations. They have to analyze. Finally, we have to select one vendor and we have to give the agreement like that. Okay. Then arrange for installation. Once getting the component, we have to install. Okay. Then establish who needs training. For that, we have to conduct staff survey. Okay. In area, we have to conduct the training. Top of list. Then carry out training. Design training course, schedule courses, run course. Okay, before giving training, we have to design the syllabus and schedule. Based on that, we have to run the training. Then parallel run with old machine. Install new machine, carry out test, sign off new machine. Then go live with the new machine. Action of the machine, remove old machine. Okay, these are the example of change to new machine. Okay, the mainly tree diagram is this diagram. Tree diagram means it looks like this type of mainly used for to it is mainly used for to partition the work. Okay, maybe a big problem we have to subdivide and we have to solve easily. The next one is matrix diagrams. It helps you to identify and analyze the presence and strength of relationship between two set of informations. You have to collect the information. This matrix diagram helpful for analyze the presence of strength of relationship. Here you see the example customer requirement process waiting on table. Here there are three symbols circle and within the circle strong relationship, a empty circle medium relationship, then triangle weak relationship. Okay, we have to match in that. For example, waiting on tables. First, the process is waiting on tables. Okay. You see the customer requirement, polite service, a strong relationship. Okay. Match strong relationship. Then quick service because customers are waiting. Okay. Quick service. Then clean and tidy. Okay. Here they represent medium relationship because the quick service or polite service that is the important. They have to match that with a strong relationship. Similarly, we have to draw this matrix diagram for your problem. The next one is prioritization matrices help you rank problems or issues by a particular criterion that is important to your organization. Then you can more clearly see which problems are the most important to work on solving problem. Okay. Here the main thing is rank the problems or issues. That is the main essence of this prioritization matrices. Okay. For for example, you produce a product. Okay, and the end product having some defects. Okay. For that there are variety of problems. Okay, variety of causes are there, variety of issues are there. Okay, we have to rank the issues. Okay, which is the most issue for the defect product. Okay, similarly, we have to correct the issues based on the rank. Okay, here the project selection in the example below, the team has to select the most profitable among 5 candidate projects. Okay, project title: energy reduction, spoilage reduction, reduce trap width, reduce stretch wrap usage, reduce over varnish usage, cost savings. Okay, month time to complete. Based on the data, they have to put the rank and they have to analyze. The next one is process decision program chart. Process decision program chart is mainly during the runtime. Okay, dynamically you have to plan. Process decision program chart, PDPC. It is a dynamic planning tool that can be used to systematically map out each possible chain of event in implementing a complex solution. It is a dynamic planning tool that can be used to systematically map out each possible chain of event in implementing a complex solution. It can be used when uncertainties exist in the implementation process and when problem or goal is unique or unfamiliar. The main thing is during the runtime, you have to take decisions. This diagram shows problems when goals are objective and select the best process to obtain desired result by evaluating progress events and various outcomes. Identify and pictures what might go process or plan a lot of ways to avoid these problems. Yeah, we have to watch this to identify what is a process going wrong, what is the reason. We have to analyze and avoid that particular issue. How we anticipate potential problems, analyze potential problems, develop contingency plans, and monitor progress of. Okay. First one is what are the problems we may occur. We have to first initially we have to decide. Okay. Then further how to solve that, what are the steps we have to follow, analyze that. Then how to overcome that, we have to develop the plan. Then we have to implement. After implementing, we have to monitor whether our expected issues are solved. Okay, monitor progress of planning. Then when to use this tool. When identifying causes or major events that need us to prepare for it. When tasks implemented are new or unique. When planning implementation of phase of new project. When implementing a new plan or policy. When a project or process have high degree of failure or problem and could be serious, complex and complicated. This tool is mainly for new project, okay, or otherwise due to the failure is very serious, then we have to follow the use this tool. Symbol used in this PDP chart show the starting and ending points, then show the process task rectangle, show the decision point triangle, show contingency plans oval shape, then direction, show direction of process flow. The steps in developing PDPC: first, select a theme, then develop the plan in steps, then state optimistic predicted result for each steps, then predict events that can hamper progress. Hamper progress means to avoid progress. Then proceed or execute the plan. The next one is activity network diagram. Helps you to work out the most efficient sequence of events needed to complete any project. It enables you to create a realistic project by graphically showing. The 4 points is very, very important. The total amount of time needed to complete the project. Then the sequence in which task must be carried out. Which task can be carried out at the same time. Then which are the critical tasks that you need to keep an eye on. Okay. For example, you take an example to build a house. Okay. For that, you have to draw the activity diagram. Okay. Here, first you have to draw the total period required for to construct the house. That's also mentioned. Then, what are the process involved in the particular entire project and the sequence of the project. Okay. You see to construct the house, first you have to put a pillar, okay, then the basement, then after that the brick wall, okay, then after the 7 feet lintel, then after that 3 feet, we have to put the concrete, okay, then we have to complete everything, okay, now some sequence, okay, then which task can be carried out at the same time, okay, what are the tasks we have to perform simultaneously, we have to, that's also we have to draw. Then which are the critical tasks that you need to keep an eye on, okay. Suppose for example 5 tasks involved in the particular process, which task is very, very important, okay. That's also we have to mention. You see the example in the same example, constructing a house, the engineer normally to visit the site weekly once or twice like that. But during the concrete time, he will be available in the morning from evening because the concrete is very, very important. Okay, they have to watch everything. Okay, this is that is the function of activity network diagram. You also draw the activity diagram for your mini project or your 8th semester project. Okay. You have to tell that total for your mini project, the total period may be 3 months. Okay. For that, you have to draw the line. Then, what are the sequences? Okay. Normally, you take an example to take a mini project for website making. Okay. Website designing. Okay. For that, the first task is you have to get the information from the customer. Okay. What are the pages you want? Okay. How the link will be available? Okay, like that. Then the sequence is normally the software engineer first draw the front end. Okay, front end visible to the customers. Okay. Then once design the front end, they have to design the database. Then third one is we have to connect the front end and database. That is the sequence. We have to mention that also. Okay. Here the example for activity network diagram. They have to draw the same color will be in a simultaneous process. Okay. In the third unit, in big question, there are two questions mainly. One is 7 tools for quality. Another one is new 7 tools for management. In the exam may be asked 7 tools for quality or 7 tools for management. You clearly understand the question, then you answer. Okay. Otherwise, the entire market will be you will be loose. Okay. Once again, the 7 management tools. There are 7 tools: affinity diagram, interrelationship diagram, or relations diagram. Then tree diagram, matrix diagram, prioritization matrix, process decision program chart, activity network diagram. Okay. You have to remember that. Now, just we have to go through the test portion. Okay. I will give you how, in what way the question may be asked. Okay. The test portions are unit 1 and unit 2 up to the performance appraisal benefits. Okay. All of you know that question pattern 10 into 10 2 marks and 3 10 marks, total 50 marks. You have to write the exam one 1.5 hours. Okay. Here the possible question may be asked like in the first unit, definition of quality, define quality like that. Okay. Then the dimensions of quality is very important question. Dimensions of quality. Okay, it may be asked 2 marks. You have to write the name only. Okay. It may be asked in 6 marks. You have to explain that dimensions. Okay, dimensions of quality. Okay. Then quality planning. Quality planning, it may be the question may be look like a case study. Okay. They have to tell if any industry or any business, okay, and they have to ask your opinion how to achieve the quality during this industry or organization like that. Then quality cost. Quality cost is this is very important question may be asked in the exam. Okay. Here the main thing is what are the 4 type of cost may be asked. Okay, you have to write that. It may be asked in 2 marks. You just write the name only. It may be asked in 4 marks or 5 marks. You have to explain that quality cost. Okay. Then the principles of TQM. Okay. This question may be asked in 5 marks. But it may be the question may be asked in write the principles of TQM, or write the pillars of TQM, or what are the 6 important concepts of TQM. The question may be asked principles of TQM, or pillars of TQM, or the 6 concepts of TQM. The answer is same for the 3 questions. Principles of TQM, pillars of TQM, 6 concepts present in the TQM. The answer is same. Please understand the question and write. Okay. Then leadership concepts. Leadership, there are characteristics of leadership available. Okay. They give the question maybe in a case study form. Suppose you are a leader for an organization or your college. Okay, what are the characteristics you have to possess? Like that, it may be a question, may be a general one, but you have to write the characteristics of a leader. Okay. Then quality council. Quality council, the main question may be asked in the way of what are the members present in the quality council. Okay, it may be asked in 2 marks. What are the members present in the quality council? Or the question may be asked in the what are the duties of the quality council? Okay, the question may be 2 marks only, but may be asked in what are the members present in the council, or what are the duties of quality council. Okay, please remember that. Then quality statements. Okay, vision, mission, that type of statements. Okay, they may be asked, write your vision statement of your department or vision department of your college. Okay, they may be asked in 2 marks. So all of you go through our college and department vision and mission statements. Okay. And then strategic planning. Strategic planning, here it's also a case study questions. Okay, they may give you a industry or organization. Okay, you are a manager. What are the strategic plan you have to form that? Similarly, they have asked. It may be in a 10 mark questions. Okay, so you have to write the concept available in the book and also your opinion. Okay, the next one is very important, Deming philosophy. The 14 concept definitely may be asked in the exams. The question asked in the 10 mark, you have to write the 14 points with the explanation. Don't write the 14 points only. You have to write the 14 points, you get only 7 marks or 6 marks. Okay, you have to write with the explanation. The next one is barriers to TQM implementation. It may be asked in 2 marks. Write any 2 barriers to TQM implementation, or write any 2 limitation of TQM, like that. Okay, they may be asked in 2 or 4. You have to write that. Okay. Then second unit, customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. The question may be in terms of a case study. Okay, how to satisfy the customer. Okay, you have to write that. Then customer complaint. The question may be asked, how to get the complaints? What are the modes available for getting the complaints from the customers? They may be asked. Then the question may be asked in the way of what is the necessity of getting complaints? Okay, it may be asked. Then customer retention. Okay, customer retention, it is also a very important question. Customer retention means the employees worked into many years. Okay, because they are happy with the organization, so that they are working continuously 15 years or 20 years. Okay. Then employee involvement, motivation, empowerment, like that. And then teams. It may be asked in 2 mark question. What are the teams? What are the functions of team? Okay, they may be asked. And Recognition and reward. This topic also may be asked in 2 marks. Differentiate recognition and reward. Okay, or compare recognition with the reward. They may be asked in 2 marks. Then performance appraisal benefits. Okay, what is the question may be asked? What is the need of performance appraisal? Okay, it may be a 5 marks or 6 marks. Then another question is, what are the benefits of getting performance appraisal? They may be asked also 5 marks or 6 marks like that. Okay, that's all the syllabus of this first cycle test. The test will be on Monday, 9:30 to 11. Please study carefully. I have already sent all PPT to your WhatsApp group. You also refer the Google also, no problem. This is a general subject. You have to write that thing on theory also same available in the net also, no problem. Please write the test clearly. Okay, you have to write the contents based on the marks. If a 10 mark means you have to write more. Okay, don't write just half page, 1 page. Okay, like that. Okay, all the best. In between, you have any doubt, please send message to my number or call my number. Okay. Now all of you go to attend the test. Anyone respond? Can you access the link?
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue.